This episode is sponsored by Day by Day Book, a guided journal that helps you navigate the ups and downs of change while creating a life you love. For more information on the classic, recovery, or teen daybook, go to livedaybyday.com. So most of us are familiar with the law of attraction, and the principle of vibration is closely connected to this. As you may already know, according to the law of attraction, like attracts like. So this means that the vibrations we put out there attract similar vibrations and experiences in our lives. Positive vibrations attract positive experiences, while negative vibrations attract negative ones. You see how that works? Welcome to the Go Go Bistro podcast, where we dish up inspiration for women who are hungry for change and ready to make it happen. I'm your host, Noelle Van, an author, creator, and empowerment coach who spent years in corporate America helping innovators and leaders ride the waves of change with ease and grace. I now work with women to step into change and unleash the power they have to create a life they love. This is a space to let go of the fear and say yes to possibility. Whether you're contemplating a change in your career, relationship, health, lifestyle, or anything in between, nothing is off the table. I'll be serving up simple insights to help you manage the ups and downs of change and share my interviews with successful women who took a leap of faith to create the life they knew they were meant to live, sharing their wisdom, advice, and all the juicy lessons they've learned along the way. So join me at my favorite little two-top, pull up a chair, and let's get started. I'm introducing a topic today that may seem a bit out there for some of you, but I think it's so important to understand when you start to set intention and create change in your life. So bear with me. It's called the law of vibration. Now, the law of vibration is a metaphysical concept based on the understanding that everything in the universe is in constant state of motion. This suggests that all matter, energy, and even our thoughts and emotions are vibrating at various frequencies. Now, I'm no expert in the metaphysical, but this simple concept explains so much about how we operate in the world and the powerful force that surrounds us every day. First and foremost, at the most fundamental level, everything in the universe is composed of energy. Energy is not static and is constantly in motion, and it's always vibrating at different frequencies. This applies to physical objects, thoughts, emotions, and even the invisible forces that govern the universe. So with that said, we realize that the energy we put out into the world in thought or in action is contributing to this vast resource of energy that's all around us. In addition to this, every object, substance, and being has its unique vibrational frequency. For example, solid objects have a lower vibrational frequency compared to light or sound waves. Now, our thoughts and emotions also carry their own vibrational frequencies. Positive thoughts and emotions such as joy, love, gratitude, they vibrate at higher frequencies, while negative thoughts and emotions like fear, anger, and sadness vibrate at lower frequencies. This is super important to recognize as we start to become more conscious about the energy and frequencies we put out into the world. The key is to keep your energy levels high, and you do so by consistently maintaining positive thoughts and feelings. Now, one thing to note, you can't manifest or bring into being something that you want by focusing on what you don't want. The universe acts on the law alone and merely receives input. So inputs basically drive how it responds to thoughts like, I'm not worthy, or I don't really deserve this. These are not going to call in success and abundance because the universe will give back what it receives. So most of us are familiar with the law of attraction, and the principle of vibration is closely connected to this. As you may already know, according to the law of attraction, like attracts like. So this means that the vibrations we put out there attract similar vibrations and experiences in our lives. Positive vibrations attract positive experiences, while negative vibrations attract negative ones. You see how that works? Now, attract is the operative word here. We often think that setting intention and then taking action are the only way to achieve what we want, but the energy you embody on a day-to-day basis may either attract or repel what you want when you are operating at a low vibration. This is when manifesting or creating or calling something to come forward in your life can become difficult. Now, one example of this could be a person who's highly self-critical and untrusting of others. They're emoting negativity and therefore operating at a low frequency. So inviting in positive outcomes will be far more difficult because the energy of what they desire is not in sync with the energy they're internalizing and or projecting out into the world. Now, the good news in all of this is becoming aware of your vibrational state allows you to consciously influence the experiences and circumstances you attract. Yes, it is actually in your control. Once again, by raising your vibrational frequency through positive thoughts, emotions, and actions that resonate with abundance rather than scarcity, you can attract more positive outcomes. Now, I'm sure you're saying this is all good and well, but how do I actually do this on a day-to-day basis? So here are a few practices that can help you consciously raise your frequency. The first is meditation. Now, I realize not everyone's a fan, but taking a few moments, even before you go to sleep at night, to reflect upon the day and sit in stillness can have a profound effect on how you approach your waking hours. As we've discussed, limiting beliefs can come into play at any time, often when challenges arise, and it takes practice to change the way we think. So dedicating time to calm your central nervous system, especially after a busy day, helps you regroup and consciously reframe your thoughts and feelings, even around the tough situations, in a more positive way. The next is gratitude, one of my faves. This is to simply reflect on your life and say thank you. I recommend you do this many times a day, whenever it comes to mind. This simply puts you in a state of openness and receiving, and your vibration immediately raises as a result. The next is affirmations. These are just positive and inspirational statements or declarations that set your mind at ease and encourage you to move forward in a positive way. I post mine on my bathroom mirror, so it's the first thing I see when I wake up in the morning. The next is visualization. Many of you are familiar with the vision board, which is just one way of putting your goals and intentions out there in pictures, words, or symbols. But you can visualize your future and what you want at any given moment. This just puts the positive energy that is open to creating out into the universe. Lastly, self-care and connection. These are kind of obvious ones, but can be as simple as engaging in activities that bring you joy, surrounding yourself with positive influences, and taking care of your physical and mental well-being. All ways to increase the energy within you to raise your frequency. Now, vibrations can change and shift over time, but by actively working on your daily thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, and consciously going high, even in those moments when it's so tempting to say, F it, and go low, you have the power to literally attract success over failure and shift the direction of your life. Now, I hate to beat a dead horse here, but this is when that nasty topic of limiting beliefs pops up again. We must let go of the thoughts about ourselves or others that keep us stuck in a lower state of energetic vibration. The funny thing is, I don't think I'm telling you anything you don't already know on a fundamental level, but I think the concept of energy is so interesting because it's that pull that is happening behind the scenes that we are so often unaware of that can have such a huge impact on our ability to make things happen. We can so easily lose sight of the long-term effects of carrying around those limiting beliefs for so many years that are so subtly chipping away at our spirit and compromising our daily energy, sometimes without us ever even noticing. This can not only affect our well-being, but sabotage our ability to attract the good stuff that we deserve. So to boil all the fat off of it, this vibration thing is not as complicated as it sounds. It's simply making the effort to shift the way you think so you can start operating on a higher frequency. And by doing this, you're allowing the universe to align with you and bring forth more abundance in return. Once you make this shift, your power to create what you want will become absolutely unstoppable. So I will leave you with this. Keep your energy high, set your intentions, and trust that the universe will match it and likely offer up something well beyond your expectations. The most powerful gift you have is your right to choose. No one can take that away from you. So choose your actions and thoughts wisely and make sure you're putting out into the world what you wish to receive back. And then sit back and let the magic happen. That's it for now. Until next time. Thanks for listening to the Journeys Through Change podcast. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or really wherever you get your podcasts. And be sure to follow us and leave a review if you've enjoyed this episode. And share it with a friend or on social media to spread the good word, so more women like you can find us and join in on the fun. For more information on the podcast or Day by Day book, go to livedaybyday.com.